Welcome to the Dark Domain. I'm yours, the Dark One, coming at you. Today is Sunday. Did say it a surprise for you. So dropping Evil Dead Rises. Watched it on this Friday. What can I say? Before I go on, I'm going to say spoilers are going to be in this. So watch at your leisure. And I would say watch it first before you watch this video because I don't want to spoil anything for you. So let's get to it. I must say, I very well enjoyed it. Off the bat, it's going to be a spoiler. First opening scene, I was like, sweet, it's getting right into the nitty gritty. Then threw me a curveball. So the beginning scene is basically what's going to happen at the end of the movie, which I thought is awesome because it did throw me for. I'm like, what? It starts out like that, and then it goes into whatever. It's like, all right, and then a different story starts. So I liked it. Off the bat, why? When it gets to they find the book, why would you? If there's a bunch of crosses hanging over anything, why do you touch it? Why? And I do like because it goes into the idea of horror movie like 101, old school a little bit, which I enjoyed because I make a joke all the time with my friends. If it was a black person, we would not go down in a hole. Even if it was an old bank vault, a hotel, an apartment building built over an old bank, black people just don't go into holes. Start exploring shit and start touching things that just looked awkward, especially if there's crosses hanging over it and there's a bunch of writing on the wall. Yeah, we'll leave it the hell alone. They always make white people always go to the creepiest, craziest things in the world. So I enjoyed that part. It was always funny. It was a nostalgia to normal old school horror movie rules, which I enjoyed. I gotta say, it's damn as well as creepy. It did everything as Sam Raimi would do in the old school, for a B-rated movie then of Evil Dead, this was up there with new nuances because times have changed. I enjoyed it. Three things that I did really pop out on me is, all right, granted it didn't have Ash's car, but it did have the color of his car. That weird canary yellow for the Buick that at the end the Buick that she drives in, which is nuances, and it was awesome that to have that old school Buick his car was in Buick, but this one was like it's an old Buick, but it had the canary yellow. I thought that was awesome. The chainsaw reference was phenomenal. That was cool as shit, and a shotgun reference was also awesome. I thought that, and there was one scene that definitely, if you watch it, you'll see when she's covered in blood. When Ash was covered in blood, I forget if it was. I don't think it was Army of Darkness. I think it was the second one. No, it was the first one. I think it was just drenched in blood, which I thought was very awesome. There was so many things that just gives tribute and just honor to the old school, and they used it in this as references that as fans of Evil Dead, if you are, that you pick up on. It was freaking phenomenal. It was a little twisted, I gotta admit. I don't remember when the book in the original Evil Dead story, there was that many graphic pictures of what, I guess, I'm going to guess that was certain demons that can be summoned from it, so I don't remember that all too much. I got to rewatch a lot of the old ones just to sit there see if the book does references um, all those demons. Uh, it I To me, I felt it's still in the world of the regular Evil Dead perfectly. Because it does talk about the three books. I think what makes this one good for a newer upgrade, not having our favorite guy Bruce Campbell still, because they do talk about the three books. I think they talk about the three books in Army of Darkness, when Ash has to pick the right book to speak the words out of it to summon whatever. I forget what it was, but I have to say this is a I want to give it a 10. I so do want to give it a 10 because it is good. I enjoyed it. I hope they do more to like flesh out this world of Evil Dead. Like with newer characters and not the old school characters that we grew up with. But I mean, just this one was. I'm gonna be fair just for fairness. 8.5. I want to give it a 10, but 8.5 just to be super fair, not be like, oh, because I really, really enjoyed it. I want to give it a fairness of 8.5, even though really, secretly I wanted to give it a 10. 8.5 out of 10, normal scale out of the Dark Domains 1 through 5 scale of greatness. It's going to be easily 4.5. Easily. So technically a 5, but 4.5. It's really good. Go out there, watch it. Whatever little. Hopefully I didn't spoil anything for those. But I mean, overall, like, there's the nuances of references to the original. And there's also another crazy reference in there that's really good. Is one of the it's a different form of a creature, but it has the same essence. I think of one of the creatures that comes out near closer to the end. But I loved how the beginning scene references to what happens at the end scene and brings it around, which I thought was really, really cool. Some other characters feel really bad for how they died. Oh man. I will say though, glad for the blood factor, but 8.5 regular, 4.5 on my scale. Secretly, they're both top ones. Please go watch. I enjoyed. Hope they do more. This is my rundown of Evil Dead Rise. Go out, watch it. If not, rewatch it again. Have a good one, and I'll see you soon for another rundown. Have a good night.